Okay, so this was the prize that or sort of the prize I got when I went to the tournament this weekend. Um, I got this game when I was in high school, which was a long time ago. I think it was like $50 or $45 at the time. It wasn't this heavy, and now it's $115 to get this thing. But since I had a gift card from the tournament, I was able to get it. So I'm pretty excited about opening this up and seeing what the game looks like now. I'm not even sure it's exactly the same game that I had. However, I was looking at the back and the symbols were exactly the same. It was my favorite game in high school. I never got to play it with somebody else, but I would just solo it. I learned so much about the Pacific War, and I thought it was really, really intricate how they put this game together. And I'll show you how when if I could ever open this up. Sorry about the noise, but all the video games that I've played about the Pacific War always are compared to this game whenever I play them, and I missed the game. I thought it was such a good game. Maybe my memory is off, and maybe this game isn't as good as I remember. But I would get Fleet Commander Nimitz I have, which is a good game. Hearts of Iron 4 or any of the Hearts of Iron, they just don't seem to do naval warfare very well. And this one I remember being perfect. The mechanics were just awesome, even though it was super complex. One thing I do remember about this game, on my version, it had a paper map. And it says that it has a mounted map, which is maybe why it's so... Look at all these books. This is incredible. I don't remember this many books. And I do remember, here it is, the map was paper. And it always bunched up and made the game very difficult to play. So when I saw that it was mounted, I was like, you know what? Maybe I should just go for it. And so here is the Pacific in all its glory. Let's see how well they do here. Okay, that's one. Got the Philippine Sea. I do remember this a little bit. It does look much nicer than the map that I had on the original. So this board just may be worth what I paid for it. Of course, I didn't pay the full price for this. Let's see. Yeah, Alaska. I was wondering if they're going to have the Aleutians. I remember that very clearly. Where's Hawaii? I have to have Hawaii. Here we go. Hawaii. Marshall. It's very disorienting to see the map like this, but I do remember them doing that. And I remember the main thing that I would play is the Guadalcanal campaign. So they got all that stuff here. This map is smaller than I remember my map, but that just could be because I was so used to smaller board games back then. And now I'm just used to bigger games. Anyway, these are the counters. Yep, 2 6-sided dice. I remember that clearly. And then we have all of these counters here. So, wow. One thing that I really liked about the counters is that they have 3 levels for the Air Force. You get the level 0, level 1, and then there's level 2s somewhere. Here's some level 2s. The blue would be the Navy, and the green would be the Army. And so you would you could train them. They can get experience. I thought that was always really cool how that would happen. The armies would be a lot more intricate. You have the skill, I forgot the middle one was, and then how many hit points they get. So you could see here there are like the Marines are much more skilled than the regular army. I think these are the Chinese, if I'm not mistaken. And then these are the Japanese. Up here's some Japanese planes. And here are the ships, so many ships. Let's see if I can remember this. I know the middle number is the amount of steps that your planes can have. So if you've got, let's see, level 1 planes right here, you could have 6 steps on the main carriers, but there are smaller carriers that have, you can only have 3 steps. And for each step, like you lose a die roll or a point or something. Yeah, I'm really struggling to remember what the ratings were, but this is just old school, and these were yellow in the old, now they're white. I remember the old game being yellow, but here are the main carriers. Shokaku, Suwaku. Yeah, I remember all these guys. Oh, this is amazing. And so basically what they did was they set you up in task force. Let's see if I can find the task force cards here. There should be task force cards. Here we go. So you have your screen and your core, and then you put the task force on there, and you put dummy task force to try to confuse your opponent. So here is task force 1, or display 1, Japanese display 1. Yeah, this can take quite a bit of relearning how to play, but this is just one of those games that's going to take, I think they said over here, 300 to 100 hours. That's probably conservative. This will take, it's like you're playing the actual war. So yeah, it's one of those insane games that you don't expect anybody to play with you unless they are a college professor, and then even then, who knows. But I'm just glad that I was able to find this, because I think my dad put it in the garage when I went to college, and it got all moldy and gross, and we just threw it out. And I was like, yeah, I'm not going to play that anymore. It's just too much of a pain. But here it is. It's back, and I will definitely be figuring out this game and playing it at some point. Look at this chart. This is just insane. I don't even know if I could fit all this stuff on my big table here. Got the Allied screen here. This is one thing I do remember, the combat rules. Like you would have troop quality. So if you've got a 6 versus 10, then these would be the, I guess, who gets more casualties or something on die rolls. I don't know. I have to relook at everything again. I mean, it's just chart after chart. It looks exactly how I remember. I don't think they changed any of the rules. They just made it look nicer, made it more durable, higher quality of components. So I remember 3 books. I don't remember 5 books. So you got the core rules, the scenarios, definitely want to look at that. Battle Scenario Rules Manual. So maybe that goes with that. Wait a second. Scenario Booklet, Battle Course Extended Example Play. Oh, so this is to help you learn the rules. That's cool. I don't remember that. So that would be really nice. Maybe it's just you set things up and then you just kind of follow along with what they're doing here. But yeah, pretty excited about setting this up and seeing how much I remember of this game. Let's see, is there anything else I can show you? Display sheet. I mean, until I start looking at the rules again and figuring it out, I just wanted to show just how crazy this is. This is old school Avalon Hill. I think this was Victory Games used to have this. Victory Games and Avalon Hill, and now it's GMT. I guess they started buying all the rights to all these crazy games. And yeah, let me show you the map one more time. Get a nice close-up of it. Because this is what I'm really excited about. This was such a cool map. Let me get this down here. Okay, so you've got the Hawaiian Islands right here. You see you've got a port and an airfield. And basically what you're trying to do is control airfields and ports as you're going through. It's funny because you have Alaska over here with the Aleutian Islands and then Japan right there. So it's super close. And you can see why the Japanese were interested in the Aleutian Islands, the way this map is oriented. So yeah, I remember a lot of this. I remember the map being bigger. I really do. I don't know. My memory may not be the best, but you got Singapore down there. British fleet comes in through there. The Americans and Australians are over here by New Guinea. I remember a lot of action over here playing this game. But it really gives you a good sense of just what was the strategic situation in the Pacific and why it was so difficult to fight this war. Really nice job. Oh, you got to feel the quality. It is awesome. You got weather. I mean, this was at a time, what, in the late 80s, early, yeah, it was definitely late 80s, mid 80s it probably came out. In fact, let me see if they put a year on here. Let's see it maybe on the rule booklet. Yeah, they did it 2021. So it is Core Rules Manual. So let's see if they put, no, they say just 2021. I don't see any of the original. Yeah, so that's what you're in for when you go for these old school, high simulation type games. It's not meant for pure fun or joy or instant gratification. The joy comes in the meticulous detail that the game is trying to get you to experience, get you as close to simulating a real war game as they felt that they could get you to be. So today's games I think are a lot more fun, but they lose a lot in translation. But at least if you're playing, you know, you're learning, you're having fun. This is for experts. In fact, on the box, they have complexity 9. That's the highest. Solitaire suitability 2. So I'm in for probably, I don't know. It'll be tough for me to do solitaire, but I think it can be done. I remember doing it as a teenager, so why not as a older adult? Anyway, if you have any questions about this game, anybody else had this type of game when they were younger, just go ahead and list it at the bar. I know some people are going to probably put Third Reich there because that was the big game of the day, but this was my favorite when I was growing up. Thanks for watching. Bye.